The first detection of gravitational waves was announced on February 11th, yes, 2016, not that long ago. It was definitely a milestone in physics and astronomy. It also confirmed a major prediction of Albert Einstein's 1915 general theory of relativity, and it marked the beginning of the new field of gravitational wave astronomy. Over 100 years ago, Albert Einstein predicted the existence of gravitational waves, ripples in the fabric of space and time that are set off by extremely violent cosmic cataclysms in the early universe. But there's more. The scientists have also decoded the gravitational wave signal and determined its source. According to their calculations, the gravitational wave is the product of a collision between two massive black holes 1.3 billion light years away, a remarkably extreme event that has not been observed until now. So, could it be the sun that is causing these waves? We don't know what we're observing, right? Are they gravitational waves? Are waves like that? Or would they be up and down like waves? Or just straight lines going across like a television set? It could be many things. Maybe if they're saying black holes have collided a long time ago, maybe something else is entering the solar system or in the solar system, like Nibiru, for example. Just one subject that we hear about on YouTube, many people talking about large objects in the solar system. I don't know about Nibiru, but I sure believe that there are large objects that can or maybe even have or are there inside of our solar system already. Venus last summer, like literally, looks like it was exploding. Lots of flashes coming from the planet directly, and I had the chance, luckily, to have the infrared camera and look at the light coming from Venus. Absolutely incredible. That's what's that's what was happening to it, and it lasted 2 or 3 nights actually. As we know, the sun is essential to our life here. Obviously, makes the plants grow, creates clouds around Earth. It sends light and the energy from the sun to Earth. But what happens when these sunspots or when the solar maximum arrives? The sun becomes very aggressive. Leading up to 2025, that's what's going to happen. And I have one thing in mind, using basic common sense, is that it affects the chemistry of the atmosphere that's around Earth. It completely changes the magnetosphere and the way Earth is magnetized itself. So, how is Venus affected, being really close to the sun? And how are all the stars around us and around the moon affected by the sun when it gets really aggressive? What I'm trying to do here is find actual proof. It's not easy. Maybe I'll never get Venus flashing again. Maybe I'll never ever get a double wave again. But it doesn't matter. At least it was documented at least once and as often as I can. So we can come to the conclusion that the planets in our solar system would definitely be affected. Incredible theory about the moon. We're going to look at some UFOs here in infrared, and then this is the most recent one where two lights look like they touch each other across paths. Then giant, enormous flash in the sky, seen with the infrared camera, and then all of a sudden, just that large light is left. So, in this video, those just arriving to my channel that have never seen any UFO proof, and especially not on the moon, you're definitely going to see some. It gets scarier and scarier. Over the years that I've captured these lights, most recently and in the past, I'm able to say that it's a scary thought that it could be a war also going on. You know, look at it the way you want. These UFOs can be other things like, biological warfare or objects that we don't know of, if they're alien at all. I hope the UFOs around Earth are alien, because if they're not and it's the military, I'd be a lot more afraid of the military than an unknown intelligent alien species for some reason. You know, we've seen it in the past. Humans can be pretty bad, right? We can be pretty bad. But seeing UFO lights leave the surface and even driving themselves around, yes, driving themselves or flying around really close to the surface. I have proof of that. They're under hazes, and their bright lights, when they light up, can be seen, and they also expose surrounding objects around them. In this video, you'll see both the ones hiding the surface and the ones under the hazes on the surface themselves. I showed that, and everyone knows I have a 14-inch scope, and this is a tower right beside Clavius crater with other perfectly symmetrical lines and dashes going through those lines. It's proof in itself that there's construction up there. It's also where they say there's water, and it's obviously where they're going to land next. Mark my words, Clavius crater will be the next area they're going to land. Now, who are these people? Before going to see the people on the moon, I want to see who or what these objects are. No two ways about it, whether you believe in spooks or not, or aliens or ghosts or goblins or demons and gods, no matter what, atheists or not, you still need an explanation for that. Atheist doesn't mean you're stupid. Atheist means that you don't believe a certain thing, which I respect that. But tell me what this is. If you don't believe in, well, I say atheists. We're talking about naysayers about UFOs. What the hell is this object that is around the surface of the moon that you see smoke coming off of it, and that they are more than one? Why are they hiding the surface? It is so complex that it is not. And I believe 100%, 101% of what I'm going to explain to you about the surface is, I'm almost positive. Of course, I can be wrong, benefit of the doubt, but I'm almost pretty positive. Before we do so, notice that these lights are going by at high speed, so I slowed it down. And we notice one leaving the surface or leaving the inside of the surface. Inside could be pushing it, right? Because it's like, we're not close enough to see what's going on. But you do see visually, like me, that light does appear to leave the surface and takes off. And I showed it in another video. It actually splits in two. If you have good eyes, look at it 3-4 times, leave, follow it. It splits in two right in the center there on the way up. On the way up, I've also showed that too, right? So what if these aren't UFOs and they're actually missiles being launched? Right? Because I'm hearing all these stories about, what's going on the planets. And aside from the visual proof that we have, what other proof do we have? Here's the best part. These lights that are leaving the surface, I'm going to show right there at the end of the arrow. They're lining up and they're moving. We're seeing them move. They're taking off from lines or strips on the surface. Those lines that we see on the surface could be the UFOs that are actually traveling through those lines. Now, imagine if I was scientifically inclined, or should I say have credibility. Look at them take off there. They're roaming. They're moving around. That's where the traffic is on the surface. The reason why we don't see it, because we're not close enough to the surface, right? Being on the moon and under the hazes, under the atmosphere, obviously, we'd see it very, very well. And we'd see the colors too. When the truth comes out about the moon, a lot of people are going to turn their heads and wonder how the heck, could they have kept this hidden and secretive this long? So look at it the way you want. This is a light coming out of the darkness, crater's edge. And yes, it catches on fire. And before it does, what seems like projectiles that appear around it, or lights that appear around it. There it is in the center. You'll see it get very bright. There's other lights beside it. And then it really flares up. You even see a smoke from it. That's an explosion. That's a contact. Looks like a UFO war. Of course, it doesn't mean it is. Visually, we could say that it is, but it's scary as hell. But if not, again, what is it? For those of you who don't believe, and it's just for debate, I respect everyone's opinions. I'm not going to change the world. I tell you, I know someone's up on the moon. I wish more people were interested in the research and knew it, but it doesn't matter. Some of you are interested. The proof is there. Look at that. Nice close-up. And what are those fiery lights around this supposed UFO? Let's see it one more time. A little bit closer. Straight up close-up with a 14-inch telescope. A light comes out of a crater. There it is. It's even moving. It'll get brighter. Other lights appear beside it in a line. and then all of a sudden, smoke around this object, and then poof, an explosion. It's absolutely incredible seeing it. It's just amazing proof. And you know how hard it is to be able to see this stuff going on? It's chance, right? Well, there's a lot of chance in it. Let me say, I've been able to find a lot in the past few years, and there'll be a lot more findings. Spring is coming, my friends. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for the contributions. Up in the belly party, they coming here so soon. Yeah, aliens are up there on the moon. They may be even coming right here soon. Aliens are mining on the moon. Yes, they are up there. Doesn't matter 'cause disclosure's coming soon. Disclosure's coming soon.